Welcome to Inside Taiwan. I'm Veronica Lin. The online registration for the World Health Assembly will end soon, but Taiwan still has not received an invitation. The Ministry of Health and Welfare says, given the time difference between Taiwan and Geneva, the actual deadline will be 6 a.m. on May 9th Taipei time, and the government is doing all they can to get invited before the deadline. Looking at food safety, avian flu may have spread to Taipei yet again. A poultry distribution market found abnormalities in 5 slaughtered chickens, indicating possible bird flu symptoms. The authorities were notified immediately. The market has now been sterilized and a slaughter ban for 24 hours has been announced. The forward-looking infrastructure development program's draft bill was scheduled to be reviewed on May 8th. However, before the start of the review, the Kuomintang once again called for the program to be sent back to the Executive Yuan and redrafted. As a result, a recess was called, and again, no real progress could be made. The countdown to the start of the 2017 Summer Universiade hosted by Taipei has reached 100 days. But are we ready? Taipei City Mayor previously promised that all venues would be completed by the end of April. He, however, recently announced to push the deadline to the end of May, causing councillors to criticize the slow pace of the construction work. Let's take a look at constructions in another city. Taichung's subway system is scheduled to begin full operation in 2020. However, there is only one route in the system, and its ticket box revenue is expected to be insufficient to cover operating costs. In order to break even, Taichung's MRT company plans to set up another affiliated businesses to increase revenues. Taichung is building up an MRT system, while Taidong is trying to revamp their tourism industry. Taidong County welcomes around 5,000 tourists from Hong Kong and Southeast Asia. However, most tourists stay for one night only, bring a little revenue. In order to collaborate with the central government's new southbound policy, Taidong County government recently began giving discounts for tourists who stay for 2 nights or more. Aside from subsidies and awards, there are also other methods to boost tourism. To attract foreign tourists to Hakka villages, the Hakka Affairs Council and Tourism Bureau are combining the Provincial Highway No. 3 line staffing plan with Hakka village tourism resources. They also recently arranged for Singaporean tourists to visit some historic sites. In tourism and travel, exchange rates often play an important role. Recently, the value of Japanese yen to the Taiwan dollar has dropped to the lowest point in a year and a half, causing many people in Taiwan to line up just to buy Japanese yen. Many Taiwanese enjoy travels to Japan, but previously the damaging of a statue had caused concerns that the relationship between the two countries could have been harmed. Fortunately, on May 6th, the beheaded bronze statue of Japanese engineer Yoichi Hata has been restored. Yoichi Hata's family members attended the unveiling ceremony, thanked the government, and said that the incident did not affect Taiwan-Japan relations. Welcome back, I'm Veronica Lin. The Overseas Community Affairs Council recently handed out scholarships to overseas Chinese students. OCAC Deputy Minister Tian congratulated the recipients and thanked the overseas Chinese community for their generous contributions. Talking about old age and long-term care, the Thai administration's Long-Term Care 2.0 plans has been in effect for some time, and the Health and Welfare Minister says in the future, the medical care system will be overturned to put patients at the core of the system. A Japanese expert recently also got invited to Taiwan to share Japan's long-term care experience. Famous romance novelist Chong Yao's husband recently suffered from dementia. Her recent dispute with her family on whether to have him supported by a nasogastric tube has caught much media attention. In response, some medical experts say that the majority of Taiwan's long-term care institutions are short of staff, and that's why they use nasogastric tubes. But there are actually other better options. The Forensic Pathologist Act was passed at the end of 2005. Under the Act, medical universities or hospitals affiliated with universities had to set up forensic pathology departments. Although the law was implemented 11 years ago, not a single one has been set up. Finally, Taichung's China Medical University Hospital recently became the first. The draft bills on regulations pertaining to teacher pensions are recently being reviewed. Some teachers, however, pointed out that the executive yuan's version sets the retirement age at 65, which they believe is too late. In response, Education Minister said this is because many people are becoming teachers at a later stage. Welcome back to Inside Taiwan. Let's take a look at what's happening in Taiwan's cultural scene. Thank you for watching Inside Taiwan. I'm Veronica Lin. Have a great day.